Hello, everybody. It has been a little bit of a while. I've been on a spiritual hiatus for a little bit. But as I sat here on the floor, about to do some meditations, as I was loading a meditation that we did last night, my phone just started going off with all, and I could feel the energy as I was laying out my mat, getting my pillows, and getting ready to have a very comfortable spot to be able to load this meditation and then also add energy to it while I was doing it. And I was just told to just do it live, do it again, let others sit within the energy that's coming in right now. And most of the spiritual hiatus, I was told at the very beginning of February to remove all earthly attachments, to really detach myself from all of the volunteer and service work that I was doing for the collective and go with inside, to sit within that 0 point, to be available to help the collective in different ways than reading the stories times to children and putting my energy kind of out there all over the world. And so it was hard to do and to surrender and to know that there's so much more coming for us, but to trust in that moment. I had so much pride and I received so much energy from doing my story times with the children in Africa. And it just filled my cup every single week to spend that few days planning and connecting and then having that story times or Saturday schools. And so when I had to step away from that, I was really struggling a little bit. But I knew and I trusted within my guides and within the ascension process that we are all on, that there is a reason for it. So I detached from everything. I sat in mostly meditations, connecting with nature, expanding my barefoot walks in the morning, doing a meditation in the afternoon, really finding different ways within my day to stay fully connected to my channel, utilizing the Akashic records, asking bigger, better questions, digging just a little bit deeper in every pondering observation that I would come across. And within that, I really wanted to, and was told to expand upon the breath of God and the mouth of God. Now that the collective has the eighth and ninth chakras open, now is the time to teach others how to first figure it out for myself, how to really utilize that breath of God and the mouth of God, opening that spinal cord, sacred portal, celestial pillar, atomic doorway, cosmic gateway. It's called so many different things. But to figure out how to do it physically so I can easily tap into it. And then I knew that I was going to need to teach another. I just didn't quite know when. I'd spent the last year and a half teaching anyone that I would come across that connected with the frequency of it. I would ask them, how do they open their spinal cord channel? How are they connecting to those really top realms of the Akash? How are they connecting to the angelic and the galactical realms through their spinal cord? What does that look like for them? And then we would powwow our energy, and I would get to share the butterfly kisses, or, could we try it this way? And you let me know how this feels. And that took me on a journey of teaching many who have been at this for a really long time, meditation and other ways, how to try something new, and that this is going to be needed. This is going to be critical for all those as we move forward in the ascension process, as we expand our rainbow light bodies and we are getting our energies getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Connecting with that sacred portal, that ninth chakra, which is the entire spinal cord, allows us to go further, to achieve a 0 point, to float within the energies and also be a receiver of energy. So we give and receive energy all day long. And right as I was sitting here about to load that other video that from last night that I had channeled through, there was an X-class flare that just happened. Like we're right in the middle of it right now. It hasn't even finished its full peak. So the last I checked, I think we were at X 1.06, and that came through at 1:33 UTC. So it was 6:33 for me here on the West Coast. So the powerful energy that is coming through right now, it's time for us to tap in. So, you are going to get a unique meditation today if you are willing and wanting. I encourage you, because we're on StreamYard, if you're leaving a comment or you're joining us on this live stream, to just drop a heart, say your name, let me know that you are ready to receive, that you are open to receive this energy. And I'm going to send us some Akashic Reiki. I'll tap into our channel and allow you to just connect with the energy and then see if you are ready to open up your tap into the breath of God and tap into that sacred portal. The eighth chakra opened for many, many throughout last year, and that is the thalamus gland. So, right here at the center, the high heart. The breastplate came online it's been a year for me. And in August of 2022, when I had surrendered to the divine and asked for help of how do I reach cancer, because I was helping a little girl fighting neuroblastoma cancer, and her cancer had relapsed. And although I could see that everything was going to be okay in the future, I just couldn't necessarily know how to help the family at that time. And that's when I was gifted the breath of God and the mouth of God through butterfly kisses. I was shown how to open the spinal cord channel and really connect on all levels of my being and really surrender my body, mind, soul, and spiritual body to whatever information was to come through. And it was during that time and during those connections using the spinal cord portal that I was able to achieve these sound chambers, where it was kind of like Elvis came to be my teacher and Frank Sinatra, how to dip really, really low in my spinal cord channel, utilizing sound, frequency, and vibration to reach those depths of the density that cancer has. And by doing that, it expanded my spinal cord portal. It also expanded my sound chambers. And I was singing Elvis Presley. I would, for months, he would guide me to go really super low and somewhere over the rainbow. There were so many beautiful souls and that came through with um, helping me to expand and to achieve. So, a few things that before we get started, that I'm testing out right now. So, I had asked the Akashic Records and asked a few questions regarding the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse that are coming up. And it was at that time, at the beginning of February, that I was told to do a reactivation of a moon pillar calibration and activation that we had done last March. And I was asked to do that from the highest timeline that we're currently sitting at. And so much has occurred since the beginning of February when I detached from everything and started this spiritual hiatus, that we collapsed timelines, we jumped to higher timelines, our densities changed completely and flipped to numbers we'd never seen before on a planetary level. The new Earth expansion was happening, the planetary grids were coming fully online, a lot of aqueducts and working with the aqua rays of the Divine Mother. So, really, a lot of as above, so below work was being done over the last couple of months. But as I connected with that, with the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse that's coming up on April 8th, I really asked how do I best support the collective, and what do I need to do and where do I need to be? And it was in really January, beginning of February, that I had this pull to be in the totality, to take myself into the Pacific Ocean. So I could see myself standing at the edge of the Pacific Ocean, in the path of totality, to be available to receive the energy and pour that directly into Gaia, and to really help us tap into the collective energy that's going to be happening across the entire world. And how does that happen? I don't travel very often or ever. Traveling with my neck brace and wheelchair has been difficult, but the path was just really laid out. It all seemed to work out to be in the Pacific Ocean with my feet in the water as the solar eclipse really starts to hit uh, the North America. So with that, I was asking, okay, well, what does that look like? What does that energy look like? And I was given a few things. So you know me in color, you know how much I love color. And coloring chronic pain has been my journey over the last 4 years. I was shown that the colors of the eclipses that we connect vibrationally and frequency with our vibration and frequency that we connect to the best are red, orange, and green. So during the eclipses, it's important, if you're looking to kind of raise your vibration, to get the most out of the energy that's coming through to us, wearing red, orange, and green. So I dug a little deeper into red, orange, and green. And red holds a frequency, I think, of 430. Orange holds a frequency at 480. And green holds a frequency at 528 up to like 610. So out of the three, picking green would probably be the best bet. But it's also, the eclipse happens on a Monday, and red loves Monday. So there's really no way you can go wrong with any of those three colors and tapping into to really get the maximum energy. And then I was shown very directly that the materials that we wear, that we place upon our bodies, affect our receival and transmission of energy. And so as I dug a little bit deeper into that, I love pillow research. I can lay on my pillow and just kind of go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole of different things to learn. The Ascension Glossary, gosh, I can get lost in that for hours. Just one word. You just put in one word, and it's whatever's on your heart. It can take you to know exactly what you need to know, maybe things you didn't know, or remind you of something that you've learned in the past. So I searched clothing and linen, or clothing, and I came up with the highest vibrational fabrics. And if we look in our closet, if we look around our homes, there's not a lot of naturally made fibers and fabrics that are available to us. And so I found that linen and wool hold the highest frequency and vibration. So linen and wool have a 5,000 MHz of hertz of frequency of vibration when we wear them, as long as we're not wearing them together. If you wear linen and wool together, it cancels each other out. And organic cotton has about a 500 frequency. Cotton has 100, leather has 30, but anything else underneath that, any of our synthetic materials, any rayons, or even silks and satins have a lower vibrational frequency. And so that was another kind of to-do list, was tapping into surrounding myself, especially when I'm in meditations or I'm in doing energy work, making sure that I have linen or wool. And so I went in search of linen. I went in search to really test it out, to see if I could find a linen in orange, red, orange, or green. And then also, can I find a meditation mat? And I really struggled with finding the natural fibers and fabrications in those. And I ended up with uh, a tablecloth. It was 100% linen and it had the purest fabrications that I could find. So I found a round tablecloth that I was able to. And so I'm testing it out. And so before we went from a recording to a live, I had already laid out my linen tablecloth. I'm wearing a linen dress. I really wanted to test it out before we hit the lunar eclipse coming up and the solar eclipse in April. So those were kind of the biggest things that have come through this week. Um, a few more. So I was shown, and it was interesting that a lot of energy workers, ascension guardians, way showers, star seeds are kind of flip flopping their hiatuses. Many of them are asking to go now, and many of us who've been in hiatus are asking to step up and start sharing. And it's really kind of passing the baton and allowing those who need that rest to take that time to go within, to sit within the 0 point, to receive the information that they're going to need over the next few months to help guide us all. And I really appreciate every single one of the light workers and star seeds and way showers and ascension guardians, everyone who's out there doing the energetic work that we're co-creating the new earth together. I value and so appreciate the feedback and the information that you're putting out there. And though most of the time, the information that's coming to me doesn't necessarily come in physical human words to decipher and to be able to share, nor my physical abilities allow me to do that. And so, for those of you who can put these posts out and connect on the social media sites that are leading us through this, your energy and the work you do is so valued. And not only for myself, but all of those that I get to interact with on multiple different realms. It might just be one word that you put in there, or uh, one sentence, or something that's in there that really vibrates at such the highest timeline and the highest level that gives confirmation to the information that I'm receiving. Or it gives the frequency, it gives me words, human words, to the codes, colors, and frequencies that I'm getting the information through. And I can then kind of, like a crossword puzzle, I finally get the words to what I'm being shared, or the frequency that that information is currently sitting at. So I can encourage you to continue to do that, because it is helping us immensely for those of us who aren't quite able to put everything that we're doing and the work we're doing into physical form. And then I was also shown this week. So a lot of this is coming out like it's been integrating for months and weeks, and then all of these words and connections are coming through. But Amanda Lawrence came out of her silence, her within, her 0 point today to share, and it was a confirmation to me of information that I've received. Is that many of us, and many are those who are earthbound right now and our physical bodies, have had experiences in the past that connected us to our higher self, connected us and showed us our, whether that is what's to come, maybe a past life that we lived, showed us and connected us with gifts that we have and we've received, but life has gotten in the way. And I did not connect to my higher self or my inner child or my spiritual journey until a box fell on my head and I was preparing for death 4 years ago on palliative care. That's when I started to receive the pops of color that have brought me here. And following those pops of color have brought me here to this point where I get to be a part of the co creation of the new earth and really help others that are on the same trajectory and path together that have the that have seen forward or can see beyond the current world matrix that we are living in. And so I get to connect with those who are on that path now. But I'm shown that there are so many of you that all of us that are getting deeper remembrances of who we are and what we're here to do. And we are coming back to that truth, going within instead of looking for that external validation, that we're stepping into our own truth, that we are finding our voice to tell our stories and to share our stories, and that we stop caring about what the world might think of us or that they may not understand or that may not resonate with them. That's okay. But I'm shown that the awakening that's happening across the world is so expansive, especially in this month of March with all of the energy that's coming through. And it looks like we just got another update that we're at an X 1.12. So we've crossed through that triple one, and we are sitting at the 1.12 X class flare that we are currently receiving and sitting in the tippy top of that peak and spike right now together. So it shows me that there's so many that are coming back online that are really stepping in and to their awareness of the gifts they have. Everyone has the ability to tap into their intuitive channels, their intuitive gifts that we've been given. And many of us, maybe we have a ton of modalities and we're asking to really simplify into self, that all of those gifts and modalities that we use to help heal ourselves and heal others or connect us to energy work, that we may be needing to just go back into that 0 point center and all of that energy of all the work that we've done to explore those modalities. It's all in our treasure box and it will be called to use at certain times. And let's see if there's anything else I need to share before we get started. Okay. So the last thing, maybe we'll see if it's the last thing, but what's also been shown to me is that there are many of us that are co-creating for the new earth that are energy banks. So we have heard over the last couple of years that energy will be the new currency. And what does that look like? So the way that it was shown to me is if I was given $1 million. So the first way it came through is that I'm giving you $1 million, but you have to carry it on your body. You have to carry it physically. You can't set it down. You can't tuck it away somewhere. You have to carry it. And then I was shown that $1 million in, so if it was dollars, if it was paper, how would you carry it? Would you put it in a backpack? Would you, put on a bodysuit and tuck all that money inside you? And then I was shown that what if it was heavier? What if it was in coins or silver or gold or some type of other material? What would that look like to carry that frequency or that currency? And again, is it in a backpack? Gosh, that might get heavy on the shoulders. Is it you carrying it on the front or the back? And then I was shown that when energy is our currency, we hold that currency within us. So many in the ascension path, especially over the last year, when you're doing the work and you're vibrating at such a high frequency and a high vibration, you start to vibrate out of your physical form. And that is something we couldn't have happen. So if you have found that you are gaining weight or you have this mysterious weight that won't come off, it's coming out of nowhere, nothing has changed in your life, know that you may be part of the collective that is holding that energy bank. And for some, you're holding it not only for yourself, but you're holding it for the collective as well. So you will be part of that bank system as we transition. And that energy, those energy banks will be called into you into um, the need for them and the use for them. I'm shown around August, September. Yeah. So for those of you who have this mysterious weight, it is doing twofold. It is keeping you in your physical form and density here on this earth, and it's allowing you to continue to keep vibrating high, but stay grounded to the core of Gaia. So in your meditations, when you're setting yourself into energy, really making sure that you have that solid grounding cord. When you are starting your energy work for the through or even daily, spending time barefoot outside at sunrise is a great opportunity for you to ground your energy and to stay connected. So as you go out there in the world and you do all that you're doing to heal you and those around you and to bring that energy forth, that you have that grounding cord that's keeping you here. And then also the density aspect of it. So, eating high vibrational foods. Some of you may feel like you don't need to eat anything right now with the energies. Others may feel like you need to eat um, denser foods. So, really seek for the high vibration, seek for the energetic connection, seek for what your body, mind, and soul is seeking or asking for, and making sure that you're putting those into your sips and then into your bites or your chewables, like I do. Um, let's see, is that the rest of that? So the energy banks, when you're holding that bank for others, you you can transition the energy. So if you feel heavy or dense and you're trying to offset that a little bit and you're carrying, you are that energy bank, you can transition some of that lower density energy by sharing, by helping, and by being in service to the collective. So when you are in full service to the collective and you put your energy out there into the world, it is taking it from your energy center, which comes from the heart. But the heart is determining and it's pulling out for you without even you having to do the work. It's pulling the denser energies that you're carrying. And um, when you share your story, when you share about the ascension, your part in it, when you give updates or you connect with the collective in whatever way that you are called and guided to do so, you are boomeranging and transferring that energy. So you're going to release energy from the heart space and being in service to the collective. But you are going to be transmute that energy will be then transmuted, and you're going to be receiving back in tenfold a higher vibrational energy that is not so dense, if that makes sense. So the more that you can step into surrender, trust, and service, you will be automatically transitioning those energies from a lower density energy into a high vibrational density energy, and that you're going to be having an easier time to carry. I believe that's it. Okay, I want to thank all those who are here and our spirit guides that have joined us today, the Divine Father and Mother, that and Source Energy that is providing this collective information to be brought down into a density that I'm able to find human words for. Yay, I'm really excited. Okay, so let's try this out. So, the opening the spinal cord sacred portal and energy center. What it's going to require of us is to tap into first the breath of God. So I'm going to show you and walk you through what that is. And I encourage you just to spend time practicing. Spend time in nature, spend time on linen or wool and fabrics that have high frequency and fabrication and vibration for you to really test these out. So, the breath of God, how it was shown to me, is when you breathe in through the nose, you hold the breath at the high in your crown, and you flow the breath back to the back of your spinal cord using butterfly kisses. It flows down through the throat chakra into the thalamus high heart, so the heart brain, back up through the throat chakra, and it's breathed out the nose or the mouth. So when you connect with this, it's a vertical infinity loop. And this energy, when ultimately the energy is going to be pulling up, running into your 10th chakra, your high energy cosmic levels, running back down through your medulla oblongata, your light energy center, touching the top of the spinal cord, which is the sacred portal, the ninth chakra, running through the throat chakra, which is getting major updates and activations right now. It's going to be flowing down through the high heart. Through that, it's getting all the colors of the breastplate. It's connecting with the heart brain, and then it's flowing back up and to be released. So when we fully connect with the breath of God and utilize that infinity loop, and as it's flowing through, we can extend that infinity loop to any energy center that we need. So as we're originally connecting with it, it's going to stay very centered within the crown chakra. The third eye is involved, the ninth chakra is involved, your throat chakra is involved, your high heart's involved, and your heart center. So it'll stay very centered in this area. But as you sit with it and expand it, you may follow it with your eyes without even knowing. You may just follow that infinity loop and creating it. And as it finds its 0 point, it will then allow you to take that same infinity loop and run its bottom center through any energy center that needs assistance. So the same breath of God can clear out the lower heart, the or the solar plex. It can clear out the sacral. It can clear the root chakra. So it will help us in clearing out and cleansing any energy centers just from connecting with the breath. And the breath will be so vital and so needed in the near future. And maybe that's why this has been so asked to be brought forth and to reach during this eclipse cycle. I'm really asked to reach as many hearts and souls as I can to connect them with their own breath of God and the mouth of God. And so really opening up that 8th and 9th chakra. And that's what this is going to do. So as you breathe in through the nose, flowing that energy, setting the attention to create an infinity loop, flowing that energy back up or over the skull, down through the back of the skull, down through the throat, through the heart, and breathing it back up through the mouth and nose. As you breathe in, hold at the top, flow your butterfly kisses, fluttering your eyes, in your eye sockets, back from the left to the middle to the right, allowing that energy just to flow. So do that again. Breathe in through the nose, hold in the crown, flutter your eyes back, butterfly kisses. Feel that energy flowing in a vertical infinity loop over the skull to the back of the spinal cord, down through the throat, through the heart, and back up, breathing out the mouth or the nose, whichever you're most comfortable with. So I'm going to do a few of these without talking and just continue to practice this breath with me. And my eyes tend to follow the infinity loop. You can hear the quantum light language join us, really pushing and helping assist anyone's that are seeking to achieve and flowing that energy back to the back of the skull. You can feel it just move through your shoulder blades area, down into the chest, opening and expanding. So now that we have that infinity loop going, let's see if we can get it to travel. So bring it down to our solar plex chakra. So as we set the intention, our breath will go and it will feel a little bit different for everyone. But as it's flowing in and out, it doesn't just stop at the end of the breath. You can feel the energy center flowing in that vertical infinity loop. Every time you take a breath, you're adding more to the energy center, continuing that flow. And the more energy you add to it, the quicker you will receive this kind of 0 point connection where you don't need for any breath. You're just sitting within that flow of the energy. Your body may move to the flow, your eyes may continue to follow it. You can feel the infinity loop running above, down into the solar plex, back up through the heart. And anytime you need to add more energy to it, just take that breath, hold at the top, flow the air back, and run it through the infinity loop again. Practicing those butterfly kisses, pushing that air to the top of the skull, to the very back of the spinal column, the very top of it, just having that additional push in, expanding that energy center. Now let's take our infinity loop and run the bottom down through the sacral chakra, which is about 2 inches below our belly button. So we're going to take a deep breath in, hold at the top, butterfly kisses, and flow that energy all the way down to the sacral chakra. Feeling it run back up through the high heart and flowing out the mouth or nose. Expanding that again, flowing more. Our energy, our X-class layer is still expanding. So finding your groove in that flow of that infinity loop on a constant and feeding more energy into it through your breath, running it down through the sacral chakra. Clearing out any stuck energy, any trapped emotions. Removing any energy that isn't yours. Whew. I see why I can't use my neck brace when it comes to these energy centers, because there's so much movement through the shoulders. And I felt like it was just hindering the ability. So this is nice to be sitting here propped up on pillows, being able to allow my whole chest and shoulder blades to really expand into this as well. Now let's take that breath of God and bring that energy center all the way down into the root chakra. So breathing in through the nose, holding at the top, butterfly kisses, and flow that energy down through the high heart, down into the root chakra, flowing it back up through the heart center and releasing it out the mouth or nose. Whew, that one has some good energy. Let's keep adding some energy to that. Do a few more breaths, and this quantum light language is giving us some Reiki as well. Down to the root chakra. Feeling that energy flowing constantly, running vertically in the infinity loop, all the way from the top of our head, down through the heart to the bottom of our spine, root chakra, all the way up. And you can feel that the breath of God is really keeping us kind of in that front channel. And as we connect with the mouth of God using the ninth chakra, we're going to be able to use that same breath that we're practicing now. And we're going to open up the spinal cord and the energy center at the top of the spinal cord, the base of the skull, right at that medulla oblongata light center area. So now that we've cleansed and we have cleared out every chakra, our root chakra, our sacral, our solar plex, our heart area, our throat, third eye, and crown, they just automatically got that cleansing because that's where we started. So now that we have really cleaned out our energy centers, This is when we're fully connected from as above, so below. We're going to breathe in that light coming from down from above. Breathe it in through the crown chakra, through the third eye, the throat, breathing it all the way down our bodies, flowing it down into the core of Gaia, feeling it flow through our hips, our knees, our feet, giving us a really strong grounding cord. As it leaves our feet, our energy starts to swirl in the Divine Mother spiral, the crystal spiral, the infinity spiral, flowing down into the Divine Mother's hug, really anchoring us into the earth. And as you feel that energy, breathe that energy, imagine it coming back up through the body, back through the spiral, flowing into the feet, the knees, the hips, flowing into the stomach, the chest, the heart, the throat, the eyes and ears, the third eye, the crown chakra. Imagine that energy from the Divine Mother leading up through the top of our head. So we have our front channel fully cleansed and cleared and fully connected. Now we're going to open up the sacred portal, the celestial pillar, the ninth chakra, the mouth of God, the atomic doorway, the cosmic gateway. It's the stairway to heaven. It's been brought to me in so many different formats over the last few months of different ways others speak to it. So we're going to cover all those areas so that way we know exactly where we're going. And now we're going to take those breaths, that breath of God, and instead of flowing it into the infinity loop, we're going to move it to the back of the skull and down the entire spinal cord. So we're going to feel that energy coming out of the breath and those butterfly kisses flowing to the very top of the skull, over the skull to the top of the spinal cord, and flowing all the way down our back channel. So breathing in through the nose, holding at the top, flowing those butterfly kisses from the left to the middle to the right, flowing that through the back of the skull. And imagine it flowing all the way down the spinal cord channel, all the way into that grounding cord of the Divine Mother. As that energy flows down the spinal cord channel, you may get a woozy sensation in the skull. You may have some pressure at the top of the shoulders as that energy center is trying to open to fully receive. Continue to breathe your butterfly kisses, pushing that air and that breath to the back of the skull, all the way through the spinal cord channel. And I'm going to add some quantum light language to help assist us in getting that open. So keep breathing, butterfly kisses. And keep your flow of breath, breathing in through the nose, rolling your eyes back from the left to the middle to the right, flowing that energy all the way down your spinal cord. You may feel your shoulders make adjustments. You might feel pops and clicks within your spinal cord as it is receiving that energy. You may feel alignment or adjustments happening as that energy is running all the way down. You could feel blockages or pressure in the energy centers of the heart, the throat. You may feel pressure at the base of your spine as that energy is leaving. For some, this is new for this energy to be flowing. For others, you've probably been doing this the whole time. This is just allowing us to set the intention to activate this area and to bring it online into our 0 point. So breathing in, flowing that energy over and down. And just like the breath of God, when there's a lot of energy that we're fully flowing, we will get to a point where we will need for nothing more. And you'll just be able to sit within the 0 point and bask within the energy that's flowing down from above all the way down below. Great job, everyone. I can feel that we have no blockages at the moment. Allow that just to flow all the way down. Float within the 0 point. Enjoy the weightlessness, the need for nothing, the no pain centers, like you're being held on a cloud. Breathe in softly. You lose your connection or you feel pressure down your shoulders. Take a few more butterfly kisses to bring you back into that flow. Having done the front clearing and the back clearing, it allows you to ask questions. This is a place in the 0 point where you can just be. You can offer healing or ask healing to be sent to certain areas of your body. You can ask questions of your higher self or the Akashic records. When you've achieved 0 point, it allows you are at the highest tippy top of your energy centers, the highest point of cosmic connection. You can ask the Divine Father and Mother, your God source, source light, however you identify to the higher energy, you can ask that in these moments and trust in the information that you have received. Now we're going to breathe in through the nose. We're going to flow our butterfly kisses back down the spinal cord channel. We're going to follow that energy all the way down into the core, into the Divine Mother's hug. And this is where we're going to bring in the Divine Mother's energy, the Kundalini energy. We're going to flow that back up through the same spinal cord channel we're using, and we're going to flow it all the way up through all energy centers and out the top of the crown to reach into the cosmos as far as we can go. And so to do this, it's going to be a deep breath in, flow it, watch the flow, feel it go all the way down. And when it gets down into that grounding cord energy, we're going to breathe in and pull that energy back up using our intrinsic muscles, pulling up on our core muscles, and bringing that energy up through the feet, the knees, feeling it through the hips, feeling it flow through the waist, up the spinal cord channel to the heart, pulling that energy up through the shoulder, through the throat, all the way up to the pineal gland, feeling that energy burst through the top of our skull, and weaving it up, a pillar of light, up into the cosmos. Ooh, that can be pretty intense. So let's try that again. Let's breathe in through the nose, butterfly kisses, pull that energy all the way down the spinal cord channel. And then when it gets to the very bottom, we're going to pull it back up using our core muscles. You can pull up on the perineum muscle. So you breathe in, pull up. Feeling that energy go all the way up, out the top of the skull. Weaving it into a pillar of light all the way up. Setting the intention to connect the Divine Mother with the Divine Father's energy above. Great job, everyone. So now let's try that again. We're going to breathe in just a few breaths. Let our bodies relax into the spinal cord energy, into the 0 point of the energy that's floating in it. And when we're ready again, we'll pull up from the core. But right now, let's just take a few deep breaths. Flow that energy softly down the spinal cord channel. Sit within 0 point. So this just shows you that you can pull the energy from above and flow it all the way down. And we can pull the energy from below and flow it up through the same spinal cord channel and flow it all the way up into the ethers. And as we continue to connect with these energy centers, it will allow us to merge these energies together in a pillar that will flow right out the top of our spinal cord, all the way up into the galactical and angelic realms, and allow us to reach the highest frequencies and dimensions available to us. And it will be different for everyone based on their vibration and frequency level. But as you practice this breath and utilizing the butterfly kisses, you can do this sitting or you can do it horizontally, whichever you feel creates the maximum amount of connection for you. But as you fall into those 0 point moments, that allows you just to be one with all. It gives your physical body a moment to just fully rest in the arms of the Divine Father, Mother, God, and Source Light. It allows everything to just let go and allows you to fully connect on every energy body, every center to the available cosmic energy that's coming from above and below. And just like we did in the front channel, we can take this energy and we can merge it to have it go to whichever energy center is needed. So we could use our butterfly kisses in the spinal cord channel, holding up from below and bringing it down from above and flowing that energy right out of our heart center. We could flow it right out of our solar plex. So we have the availability to use this to clear any blockages as well. And using the breath of God and the mouth of God and tapping into the spinal cord sacred portal, opening the 8th and 9th chakras together, it expands your ability to heal inside, outside, upside, and down. And it's in these moments, especially when I'm doing this horizontally, that I am literally weightless. I can utilize the Akashic Reiki and really have my entire team here and assisting. And I feel like I'm in a 3-way call, sometimes a 4-way call with the Divine Father and Mother and God Source energy. And it's just this, when I'm fully connected, utilizing these front and back energy centers, it's a rainbow, cosmic rainbow halo where the Divine Father and Mother get to talk to each other. There's galactical beings that come in at times, whoever has information to share. And it's this powwow. And sometimes I feel like I'm just taking notes. Sometimes I'm asked questions. A lot of the time I'm just there for whatever's happening. And I get to have a glimpse into the ethers. I get to see what's happening in the inner world. I get to see what's happening on the new earth. But it requires, for me, it requires that full trust and surrender and allowing those energy centers just to be at their maximum peak and 0 point for this expansion to continue to happen. And I would be able to obtain this periodically before and over the last year and a half, but it took a lot of effort, I feel. And now with all of the timelines merging and us being at such a high timeline available to us, that it's becoming easier and easier over the last 2 months of really I can tap into it anytime. I set the intention first. I make sure that I'm fully grounded as above, so below. I have that very strong grounding cord so I don't vibrate out of my physical body. And it allows my physical body to be in full rest and receival. So it's able to receive these healing energies. I kind of sometimes feel like I'm on a med bed, and I can expand this energy even more when I allow myself to do this laying flat on Gaia. If I'm outside completely flat on the ground, if I'm sunbathing and hitting that midday sun, allowing that energy. If I do these meditations and connections at sunrise and sunset, which sunrise, it it is how my day starts. It allows me to wake up in pain, but allow me to transition and transmute that pain just by standing barefoot on Gaia, because our bodies cannot hold inflammation in a body that's energetically grounded. So I utilize the healing energies around me to color chronic pain every single day. I use water and the frequencies that we can add to our water. And this is my water station, as you can see. Some of the jars have crystals and copper rods in them. I have behind the plants, I have water jugs set up that are receiving solar energy, putting affirmations on the bottled water, on the bottles of water, and using stickers or written words, and then drinking in the water. And today is World Water Day. So what a perfect day for us to be able to connect with these energies. And the best thing about water is we are 70 to 80% water. Water moves emotion. So if we're having an emotion that's a low vibration, or we're getting angry, or something set us off, or we just don't know why we're feeling a low vibration, or we're being affected by the solar flare. I mean, we're in an X class flare, and I can, before we started, the reason I knew we were in high energy is I started to get this pulse going in the center of my brain. And that's usually showing me that I'm getting to a point where my vision's going to go and I'm at my peak of pain. And I pass out from pain at high pain thresh levels multiple times a day. So those are kind of my warning signs. But when I haven't done anything and I had just come out of a meditation with April Curry, who is an Akashic Records trainer, she has a beautiful membership, and I really encourage you. The membership offers so much value for the $11 price per month, where you can connect within a community of other like-minded souls that are asking the right questions, that are pondering and observing this ascension, new earth transition, and you get to learn, expand, and to grow together. So I had just come out of that, and I wasn't in any pain, and I hadn't done anything to cause more pain, but I had this pressure that was building within my center. And then I got the notice on my phone that we were starting. It said a high end class. It was like M.6, M6. And then I had sat in my prep spot to start to record to load the recording of the meditation from last night. We have a lot of energy coming through, and then I was told just to go live, just to do this again, but not through the recording, to do it in this energy of this X class flare. So here we are. We've opened the mouth of God. We've connected with the breath of God. Practice, utilize this in a way. I will load this on YouTube so we have it as a backup for us. And with water, when you sip in your water, I go for 11 sips, and with each sip you can add additional energy with saying affirmations. So right now it's a lot about loving awareness and allowing and receiving. There was Nikola Tesla and Einstein, and I've been really kind of pillow researching. It keeps coming across my pillow multiple times this week about their abilities, and they even say that they tap into the eternal field, which is the Akashic records, or the Akashic field. And that's how they were able to, they would trust in the information received, and then they would trial and error it within their lives, within their um, whatever field that they were working on. And that's how they were able to do so many amazing things and advance us forward as a society through their field by trusting that information. Well, when you are in the breath of God and the mouth of God and opening your channels in that 0 point, that is where that information is brought to you and through you. So that's where I was really like rabbit holed into why is this so important? I've been asked to really just, if I could sit all day long in this state right now, teaching whoever comes across this video how to connect with those energy centers of the spinal cord. That is what I meant. That's my service to the collective in this now moment. And especially with our energies being so great leading into the lunar eclipse in a few days and the solar eclipse. So you will see more of me. If you have another way to connect with the 0 point, or you're open your spinal cord channel, please, I would love to powwow with you and learn more. I am a student of this, but I know that there's something to it. And our ancestors and the brilliant geniuses that have come before us all had the same energy that they tapped into is available for each and every one of us, if we're wanting to achieve it. And we can do it through this exercise that we have done today. So I look forward to seeing more and more of you as we close out this beautiful live and connection. And we're going to be ending this right at the same as our 1.12 X class flare. So have a wonderful day, everybody.